Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Hour streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. Wasn't quite as difficult to get up this morning. Third full day now of daylight saving time change. So again, not quite as difficult to get up early this morning, but again, another nice morning out there after a warm, almost a hot start to the work week yesterday. It was incredibly warm, record high here in the capital city of 84 degrees yesterday. That smashes the old record of 78 set back in 2014. So again, you can see the average there, 51. So we were 33 degrees above average yesterday for our high temperature. It's going to be much cooler today, but still about 10 degrees above average. We're going to see temperatures probably closer to 60 degrees by this afternoon, which again on a normal day we would think is pretty nice, but after we've had a temperature that warm, 84, we're going to think 60 is probably a little bit on the chilly side. But cold front moved through last night, overnight, and that's going to lead to some cooler weather today, also some breezy weather at times, but should see dry weather and overall a fairly nice day. So again, you can see the almanac numbers from yesterday, 84.28. Again, no precip, no snowfall for the month, about a quarter of an inch of liquid precipitation, just over an inch of snowfall, sitting at 2/3 of an inch of liquid precipitation for the year. That's about an inch and a third below average, and again the snowfall continues to run way behind where we should be at just 7.3 inches so far this year. That's almost 16 inches below average for us for our snowfall season, and there will be a chance for some snow for some parts of the state in the forecast as we head later this week. So your weather headlines, much cooler today again, but then we're going to see temperatures again much cooler today, but still above average, still not bad, but then temperatures jumping back up likely into the 70s for Wednesday and Thursday, even into the day on Friday. But into the day on Friday and Saturday, a pretty potent system going to be moving through the area. Potent in terms of it's going to be a pretty deep low pressure system, one of the deeper ones that we've likely seen in some time, meaning the central pressure, the lowest sea level pressure with that system could be down around 980 millibars, which again is pretty low. The impacts from that system, it looks like for a lot of us, it would just be some rain and some wind. But not a ton of rain, I think, for most of the state. There could be some parts of the state that maybe see up to an inch of moisture, but a lot of the state, I think, including in the southern parts of the state, including here in Lincoln, may not end up with all that much moisture, but I think we will be dealing with some wind and the potential for, again, some thunderstorms mixed in there on the back end of that system. We could see some snow mix in across the northern tier of the state, so we'll talk about that more in just a moment. Low temperatures this morning, though, dropping down anywhere mid-20s to mid-30s. A couple 40-degree readings there in the far southeastern parts of the state here in Lincoln. Officially, it did drop down to 33 this morning. Again, the Lincoln Airport sensor can do some funny things during the overnight hours, though. If you look at our weather station here in town, though, our low temperature was about 40 degrees. So again, you look at the Tempest weather stations across town, mid-30s, mid-upper 30s for our lows here in the capital city early this morning. Right now, though, plenty of sunshine as we look at sky views from across the state. A little bit of cloud cover out west in North Platte, a little bit of cloud cover up north in O'Neill. Right now in Lincoln, though, again, it's mainly sunny skies. 38 at the airport, 37 here at the 1011 studios. And again, you can see that wind is swung around to the north behind that cold front, gusting up to around 25 miles an hour. That is making it feel a little bit colder. Wind chill this morning at 28 degrees as you step out the door. Temperatures across the Lincoln Metro on the Tempest weather stations are generally around 36, 37 degrees as we wake up and head out the door early this morning. Temperatures across the state still running the range anywhere from the mid-20s to the low 40s. Falls City, though, again showing off a little bit. They're already up to 48 degrees this morning. Winds you can see have swung around to the north. Again, a little bit blustery, especially for the eastern parts of the state at times, at around 10 to 20 miles an hour. And again, seeing a few occasional wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles an hour. I think that'll be the trend, especially through the morning. Occasionally seeing some wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles an hour again. So it's not going to be horribly breezy, but certainly a little bit on the blustery side at times. We factor in that wind chills ranging from the mid-teens to the upper 30s across the state. Coldest readings right now are in O'Neill, where it feels like 15 degrees. Satellite radar picture, not a whole lot to see here, just a few clouds kind of out and about. If you look at the visible satellite imagery, we can see just a little bit of cloud cover out there, a little bit of low cloud cover kind of sneaking into parts of north central Nebraska, a little bit of high cloud cover blowing off the mountains across the west western sections of the state, but overall things are pretty quiet. No moisture as we start our Tuesday, and not only for us, but for many of us across much of the Central Plains. Not a whole lot going on as you look at the regional satellite and radar picture. You zoom out, look at a national view, you can see a big old swirl off the coast of California. That's a system that we're going to keep an eye on that's going to be heading our way as we head towards the middle and end of the week. This week also have another big storm system off the east coast as well. So again, kind of bookend systems there on either side of the country. Otherwise, in the middle, right now, things are pretty quiet. Weather alerts, not a whole lot of them, again, especially as you get east of the Rockies. Down across parts of Texas, there's some wind advisories, high wind alerts, some red flag warnings, and then across parts of the western U.S., we do have some winter alerts for the mountain areas there in California, up into Oregon and Nevada. But again, overall, things right now pretty quiet for most areas. We look at Skycast through the day today. Again, there'll be some high cloud cover here and there, a few passing clouds. Otherwise, I think mostly sunny, pretty quiet for us. Should be a pretty calm day across the state. And then as we head into the day, Tuesday into Wednesday, again, more kind of quiet weather expected. Temperatures will rebound, though, warming back up. There's going to be a system that kind of skirts us down to our south as we head through the day on Wednesday. No moisture expected through the day. And then as we head Wednesday into Thursday, again, kind of same story. Things are pretty quiet. Thursday, we're kind of waiting for that next storm system to arrive, which we can start to see some of the rain and snow with that next system pushing across the Four Corners regions as we head into Thursday evening. But as we head Thursday and then again into the day on Friday and Saturday, that low pressure system going to begin to spit out of the Rockies, and we can see on our isobars here that deepening low pressure system as we head through Friday morning into Friday afternoon. As that low pressure deepens, we'll start to see some broad ascent, and so we'll start to see showers and maybe some thunderstorms begin to develop as we head Friday afternoon into Friday evening across the state. We're going to have to keep an eye on the track of this system. Again, it is going to be it's going to determine what hazards we're going to be dealing with, but I think we will be dealing with some dry air with this system getting pulled into the area, and so that could kind of sap any potential moisture totals with this system. But again, hazards, rain, thunderstorms, snow, wind. There also likely will be some elevated fire conditions as the system moves through the area. As we head towards Friday night, you can see as that system kind of tracks right into southeastern Nebraska, that's when I think we could see some dry air, but again, potentially some heavier moisture on the back end of the system across the central sections of the state by Friday night, and again, pulling in some colder temperatures. So eventually we'd see some rain likely turn over to snow, especially across the northern and northeastern sections of the state as the system quickly then races to the north and east through the area. So you can see by Saturday morning dealing with some lingering moisture across eastern Nebraska, both rain and snow. Looks like rain in the southeast, more snow in the northeast. Again, a lot of this is going to depend on how cold temperatures can get. Right now, we have forecast lows in Lincoln in the mid-30s into Saturday morning. If that's maybe a degree or two colder, we could see, again, more snow than rain. So, again, there's still a lot of details we need to flesh out with this system. So, again, make sure you keep it tuned to the forecast over the coming days. We'd likely see the strongest winds with this system, potentially gusting up to around 50 miles an hour or so on the back end of the system from Friday night into Saturday morning from west to east across the state. By Saturday afternoon, that system quickly pulls off to the north and to the northeast, and so we should see moisture come to an end and winds quickly taper off as that system skirts out of the area pretty quickly. There will also be the threat for some severe weather with this system, but the best chances for the severe weather are likely going to be off to our east. So for the day on Friday, we're thinking again the eastern half of Iowa, across much of Illinois, into the Ozarks, down into southern Missouri and Arkansas, parts of western Kentucky, western Tennessee, down into Mississippi. Again, there's going to be the threat for some severe weather and potentially some widespread severe weather in those areas. And then into the day on Saturday, that severe threat continues to shift off further to the east as that system continues to push off to the east. So there is a chance for some rain, some thunderstorms, and maybe even a few stronger thunderstorms, especially for eastern Nebraska, I think Friday afternoon into Friday evening. But overall, I think the threat for any severe weather will be highest for areas off to our east, but we're still going to watch for that potential as we head through the day Friday for eastern sections of the state. As far as the moisture potential, again, I think the areas that have the best chance to see some more significant moisture are going to be across north central, northeastern Nebraska, where if you melted it all down, snowfall potential and the rainfall potential, we could be looking at some areas potentially seeing between 3/4 of an inch up to an inch of moisture. But as you get across western, southern, southeastern Nebraska, again dealing with some dry air with this system, I think the rainfall potential, liquid precipitation potential is going to be a little bit less. I think maybe up to 1/4, maybe to a 1/2 inch of moisture possible in those areas, including here in Lincoln. So again, not a huge wet system for us necessarily, but we'll be dealing with wind. We'll be dealing with, again, the potential at least for some thunderstorms, and again, very deep low pressure system as well. So again, if you're sensitive to those big pressure swings, you may feel the joints aching a little bit through the day on Friday. In terms of snowfall potential, again, this doesn't look like it'd be a widespread snowfall by any means. Again, this is just one of the models. The European model, the American GFS model looks fairly similar, but it does look like, again, the northern, northeastern parts of the state have the potential for some light to maybe moderate snow with this system as it quickly pushes through the area Friday night and into Saturday morning. So again, something to keep an eye on as we head over the next several days. Again, for as strong as the actual low pressure system could be in terms of the sea level pressure, the overall impacts don't look like they're going to necessarily be all that bad, at least for us here in Nebraska. So that is the good news. High temperatures today, again, certainly much cooler than what we had yesterday when we were well into the 70s and 80s across the state. But these numbers are near normal, if not, again, about 5 to 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. Coolest readings will be in the northeast. Well, they'll be in the lower to middle 50s, but otherwise getting into the upper 50s and low to mid 60s for most of the 10-11 coverage area. Here in Lincoln, we'll go for 60 degrees, 59 in Grand Island, 64 in North Platte. Low temperatures tonight into Wednesday morning, upper 20s to lower to middle 30s across the state, and then we jump right back mid 60s to mid 70s as we head into the day on your Wednesday. So again, looks like it should be a pretty comfortable day across the state. Again, not dealing with too much in the way of wind, as wind should generally be out of the east or southeast at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into Thursday morning, it's anywhere from the low 30s to right around 40 degrees across the state. Thursday afternoon, even warmer. We're generally looking at mid-upper 70s across the state for high temperatures for the day on Thursday. Still likely about 5 to maybe 10 degrees short of any record highs on Thursday, but still very, very warm for us, well above average temperatures expected. Into Friday morning, lows are going to be in the low to mid 50s for the eastern half of the state, with a mix of 30s and 40s in the west. And then on Friday, we'll start to see a pretty big spread in temperatures, ranging anywhere from the low 50s in the west to the low to mid 70s in the east. Again, a lot of wind on Friday for us in eastern Nebraska. That would be more of a southerly and southeasterly wind to start the day. Again, gusting maybe 30 to 40 miles an hour before by late Friday into the overnight hours. That wind will swing around to the north and northwest on the back end of that system, potentially gusting up to around 50 miles an hour at times. And again, also dealing with the chance for rain and maybe some scattered thunderstorms Friday afternoon into Friday evening as well. And then as we head into Saturday morning, again, we're going to watch for that potential for a changeover, rain to snow, and again, the best chances for that are going to be across the northern and northeastern parts of the state. You can see for southeastern Nebraska, those morning lows will be again very important, but generally speaking, we're staying above freezing for Lincoln and southeastern Nebraska. And so right now we think it would be mainly rain into Saturday morning for us, but could see maybe a few snowflakes, wet snowflakes mix in there as well. And then much colder as we head into Saturday, and again windy as well. We'll see high temperatures retreat back below normal into the anywhere from the upper 30s to the upper 40s, but again feeling much colder than that when we factor in the wind for the day on Saturday as well. So again, a pretty big slap in the face when it comes to our temperatures there, going from the mid 70s on Friday to the mid 40s on Saturday, and again windy, so it's going to feel even colder than that. You can see on the extended forecast, again Friday and Saturday are the 2 days that we're watching. Windy, chance for thunderstorms Friday, lingering precipitation into Saturday morning, mainly rain, but could see a little bit of snow mix in, and then again staying windy but then dry as we finish the weekend on Sunday. Temperatures close to normal for us, 53 for a high, and then St. Patrick's Day next Monday, temperatures do jump back into the lower 70s for us. So again, we're kind of up and down and all around and all over the place a little bit for our temperatures as we head over the course of the next week. week. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state. Again, you can see the next several days generally seeing, again, the mild weather, the well above average temperatures the weekend. Saturday, below normal. Sunday, closer to normal, if not above average. And then climbing back above average, at least to start the work week next week, before we see those below normal temperatures return towards the mid and end of the week next week. Precip chances right now, again, looking at dry weather Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday is when we'll see a good chance for moisture across the state, but then dry Sunday into early next week before we're keeping our eyes on another system heading our way towards the middle and end of the week next week. 8 to 14-day temperature outlooks taking us March 18th through the 24th. Most of the state looking at, again, equal chances of either above or below average temperatures. Eastern Nebraska is going to see slightly better than average odds to see above average temperatures. And then the precipitation outlook, again, western Nebraska seeing slightly better than normal odds of wetter than normal conditions with equal chances for above or below average precipitation for the central and eastern sections of the state. So today looks like it's going to be nice, much cooler than what we had yesterday. Again, but still 50s and low 60s across the state today. A little bit of a breeze at times, but then really pretty quiet weather heads our way Wednesday, Thursday, but then again, turning more active, certainly busier as we head into the day on Friday and Saturday, and that's the time frame we will keep a close eye on in the Weather Center as we head over the next couple days. So, as always, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest forecast details. Hope everyone enjoys the nice weather today, and we'll see you next time.